Hi there guys, welcome to Win-Loss Record, the series where people really need to read Blackwing Assault Dragon. Like, it's crazy how broken this card is and people just don't read it. we're still playing Blackwings. It is the third week of Blackwings and so far we have had 2 weeks of 4-1, bringing us up to 8-2 for the month. And hopefully we can continue that this week as well. We are just finishing up in December. We're playing in gold at the moment, so yeah, we've got some duels which can kind of go either way when it comes to gold, which includes this where we just draw absolutely terrible. We shore up a little bit, but this is not looking like it's going to be overly good, and we're playing against a White Forest toy deck, which can do a lot of different things, can summon a lot of monsters. We are going to Max C, but the Max Cs aren't really helping us at the moment. They're not getting as much in the way of good draws or anything that's going to be able to stop any of these plays. And yeah, we're just cleared the board, but we do at least have Small World in our hand. So we can do a little bit of something here. He's just going to be able to summon a couple of things using these effects. We get to Small World, which adds us our Simoon. And of course we've had our field completely wiped, so we have got the ability to use Simoon now, which we wouldn't have done previously. So we can start going in for some plays, but unfortunately does Ash Blossom our Black Whirlwind. So we just got to go raw into things here. We go into the Scarlight, Red Dragon Archfiend. Use the Black Feather Whirlwind in order to summon back the Tuner and Shamal. Clear the board using Scarlight, and then summon out the Red Dragon Archfiend off the Scarred. I kind of figured that this was a pretty good play here. We've got a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss now, so we'll be able to do a fair amount of damage to the opponent here, plus we've got the negate on field. So yeah, we've got a fair amount of damage going on. We can go into the Full Armor Master as well, which is going to help us out a ton by being unaffected by the opponent's effects. But then we take a little bit of burn damage from our own effects because we don't have Blackwing Dragon on the field. So we try and stop him from doing some plays here, but unfortunately the White Forest engine can just play through lots of stuff. It is a really good engine for just playing through interruptions and stuff. So even though we got the negate, he's able to go into a Chaos Angel with just Darks used for its summon. I believe they're all Darks. Well, they're all Darks or all Lights, I can't remember. And he clears our board quite handily and leaves us with practically nothing, which, yeah, that's going to be it for us. He doesn't know it, that he can just kind of go in for game already, but so he's just going to ensure that he can actually get a victory out here, but there's not a lot that we can do about any of this. So we're just going to let him go through the motions. He takes us out, and then he takes us out with the Chaos Angel. So, yeah, we take our first loss of today's episode, which sucks that we're straight away going in with a loss, but hopefully we can rebound nice and quick with this second duel. Now, I'm going to warn you with this second duel. We are facing somebody who is clicking buttons. People do like to click buttons. So we're just going to negate him there and then with his gadget. I'm not sure what he was attempting to do, but we've got nothing, so he's got plenty of chances here to go in, but then he max Cs during our end phase, which that's when I knew that we weren't playing somebody experienced. We're playing somebody who sees yellow and clicks it. So yeah, we need to make sure that we're doing something, but we don't draw anything. But once I was quite confident in the fact that he can't do anything because he doesn't know what he's doing. So I didn't think he could take us out, and he goes into defense position with his monsters. So it really sucks when you get this sort of game, but people do have to learn how to play the game. So we're going to start playing. We finally get a decent draw, And we can start going in for plays. We go into our Barrier Storm. And he is going to try to interrupt us, but we imp him just to get that column negate, which was kind of lucky that we were in the right column. Go in for the Blackwing Assault Dragon. He clears the board except for the Full Armor Master, and then he's protected as well. So, yeah, we've got to wait it out here. Wait it out a little bit. He goes into attack position. Tributes over, and then realises he can't do anything and goes into an IP Masquerader. Yeah, let's try and put an end to this, shall we? The Effect Veilers our Sudri. So unfortunately we can't put an end to it here. But essentially he is going to have nothing here. And he just gives up there and then. So yeah, shame when you get those duels where it's even hard to commentate on because like you don't know what they're trying to do or anything. So and they don't know what they're trying to do, but people have got to learn some way. It's a tough game to learn. So again, I think we've got quite a newbie duelist here. He goes into a Sky Pegasus, which is a card that you just don't ever see unless somebody's fairly new to the game. So we're just able to just play quite handily, go for our normal searches, summon out the Vata and the Gale. Vata's going to summon out the Blackwing Dragon. And then we can just start doing our synchro climbs and everything like that. We halve the attack because nothing's going to come out and take off another 800. So to maximise the halving of the attack, we can do that with our Gale. Get extra searches. Go in for our Chinook and our Orochi. We're going to summon out Chidori here. Chidori is going to end up being massive. He gains 300 attack for every Blackwing that's in the graveyard, which ends up being quite a lot when you start synchroing through all of this here. We go into a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, attack over with our Chidori. He adds back to hand, it's not going to matter because we can just attack him for game. So yeah, fairly comprehensive, but again, against somebody who didn't really know what they were doing or they were quite new to the game, so these things happen. Right, the last two duels are against proper decks, I will promise you that. This first one here is against Sword Soul. So we've in the last episode we came up against Sword Soul and lost quite handily. He is going to Ash our Black Whirlwind, so we've got to improvise a little bit here. We summon out our Vata and our Gale, as well as having Zephyros on the board rather than our usual Sudri. But we can bring out Nothung and then use the Black Whirlwind with Sudri this time because we brought Sudri back using Shamal. Just allowing us to go in for kind of our normal synchro plays here. Use Barrier Storm effect to modulate its level down to 4. We're going to go into for a Chidori. And actually, even though we got Ash Blossomed, we've ended up with a board which is the same as what we normally have, plus Chidori. So I'd say that's an advantage we've ended up with, and I'm not quite sure how we ended up with that advantage, but we certainly did. But Chidori's just a big body. It's not really got a decent effect or anything like that. But he is going to get burned for 700 damage 3 times on each monster effect. And he's just going to keep activating them. Because it's Sword Soul and they need to activate their monster effects in order to be able to get the extra summons and the tokens and things like that. So he's just burning himself to death. And he activates his last one. And he's done for game. So yeah, Sword Soul really couldn't play through all of that. And yeah, they just need their monster effects. So as soon as you stop them from being able to do that, specifically if they don't read Blackwing Assault Dragon, then that's what's going to happen. And this last game here is against Labyrinth. So we're actually going to struggle here in our first turn because he is going to get to play during our first turn and be able to set a D barrier, which yeah, we don't like D barrier. And he obviously, Blackwings, it's known for playing synchros, so all he's got to do is call Synchron, synchro, and we can't play any further, basically. So we're going to shore up a little bit, take that damage from our Simoon, and just hope that we can survive, essentially. So he sets 3+1 in the front row and passes, which is, you know, standard Labyrinth. We're going to immediately go in for our Vata in order to summon out the Blackwing Dragon. He's got his lovely lady out, but we imperm it, so that's really handy. We go in for our Nothung and use Shamal in order to bring back. He does negate that, but he has to pay 2,000 life points to do so. So we get another normal summon of Sudri anyway. Bring the Twin Shadow to our hand. And then we can go in for our Berea Storm. Berea Storm modulates his level. We can bring back the Zephyros. We can go into our first Blackwinged Assault Dragon. Summon out the Orochi, go in for our Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. And summon out our second Blackwinged Assault Dragon, plus a third. And start attacking over things. But we've got the negate for his Destructive Dorama Cameras. So we're all good there. We attack in, and we attack for game. Bringing us to, once again, another 4-1 week. Hopefully, in the last week, we might be able to get 5 wins in a row. But this has brought our record to 12-3, which is the best record so far. We're potentially on for the best record. We only need to win 2 games next episode to get our best record in win-loss record. The entire series over Dinos. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you later.